What's up guys, it's Sator from Leo's Tips and Tricks back with another video, and yeah, it's been a while and I've already talked about it quite a lot of times that I want to do like a video like Suri did with his top 5 heroes. So, Suri is more experienced than I am. I cannot provide you information of the same kind that he can, definitely. So, he did the best heroes, and I kinda thought, what can I do that still is kind of funny and informative in a way, but does not really rely on too much information. And what I've come up is I want to show you my personal favorite looking heroes. So my categories in which I will sort them is based on look, design. And of course I'm going to give some additional information on why I like them playing wise. But first of all, yeah, I'm just going to focus on the way they look. That's basically the first thing I'm gonna mention, always. And keep in mind, this list is personally for me, this is not generally spoken, everybody has a different opinion. So yeah, let's get right into it. So for my first number 5 spot, there are 5 spots and I'm gonna do one honorable mention. My first hero I selected for spot 5 is Mirage. I don't know, he was kind of my first 5-star hero, that's why I have a special bond with him, and I just love the way he looks when it comes to 6-star. Some heroes like Ice Blink are kind of similar, like his sword turns like violet and it has this flamey look, and Ice has kind of the same thing with his blue lightsaber, and I just love the way he's bandaged, his hair, like, the complete outfit, it's so nice. The gold goes so well with the purple, and there's so many nice designs like the skull and like the belt and the shoes and those little diamonds here, dude. Like, that's insane. Along with that, we of course have his nice ability to dodge, which comes from Shadow Dance, which is his second passive skill. It increases dodge by 25 and attack by a solid 30. And of course, weakest of the pack, pretty good as well. We know that from Faceless, I think, that the normal attack targets the enemy with the lowest HP. Also pretty helpful if you ask me. So then, when you go to like your Fibul, you can see Mirage. Mirage's attack on 6-star is 8-1, and Flame, who's generally known for being a very good one, has 8-3. So, yeah, the attack is pretty similar in this one. Alright, so now we can go over to the 4th spot, which I selected to be Kareem. Obviously, because Kareem is a fucking devil. Sorry for that choice of words, but look at him. Like, you can see I'm really into the combination of purple and goldish, but I also like the way he looks in general. He's like insanely, like, he just looks powerful, and also his tattoos, or how you want to call them, they just light up in a certain interval, and it just looks insane. Also, like the fire on his arm and on his hand is just perfect. But along with that, we have a solid 10.2k basic attack, which is insane, which is due to him being an assassin. This on 6-star, then he has backline damage, which comes through his rear strike. Normal attack targets one random backline enemy. Of course, everything that attacks backline is wanted. Then we have an insane 25% increase in attack and a crit by 30%, which makes him even stronger. Yeah, about that for the 4th spot. Now we're heading over to the 3rd spot. Coming to the medal ranks, we got Aiden. For me, Aiden has always been look-wise insane, like, due to his eyes. Like, you don't see them on 5-star, if I remember correctly. Where do we got him? Aiden there, nah, like, there's no eyes in them, but when he upgrades, he becomes like eyes with all those arterial, and it just looks insane. Like, I don't know, I love it. Also the way he's like flying, because he's like a ghost, he has no real eyes, but he looks through his shoulders, pretty damn impressive to me. Along with that, we got his Crazed Force 2, which grants him with a solid upgrade of basically a lot of stuff. So he has armor break by 32%, HP by 25, which is pretty good for mage, who's basically low on HP, and an attack by 25, which is also insane. Then, what I didn't even know was that he had this insane skill, the Last Wish skill, that the hero's death, so when Aiden dies, all of the enemies are attacked with 45% of his attack. I think this is pretty insane. I didn't really notice that, but I mean, that's pretty damn good. Alright, so now we're almost at the first spot, and my second spot is Walter. Definitely, I mean, what can I say? Like, look at him. How can you not be amazed by this design? He just looks like also the way he attacks, like the blades on his gloves, I would say. The way he looks at all, and like the colors, the choice of design is just insane on this one. And when it comes to Walter, you can't really define which skill is the best, because basically all of his skills are insane. So he tags 2 random backline enemies with his like special power, an extra 48% attack damage for 6 rounds, another 30% to stun him for 2 rounds, insane. Then he has this armor break and attack skill, like the poisoning, of course, which is kind of comparable to the burning or to the bleeding. And then when his life is lower than 50%, it also poisons backline foes, which is also insane. Like, and along with that, on 6-star his attack is 10.4, which is amongst the top tier of attack in basically all of the categories of heroes. I think no, not even Bloodblade. So yeah, it's kind of insane. Of course, now we're coming to the first spot. I don't think this is like a surprise. We got Asmodel. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of the same thing as Walter. You can't really say that his design is anyway shabby. It just looks completely impressive. He's like the superstar of all heroes for me. The way his insane sword is just flaming, and his helmet, like his overall design is just so insane. I'm so in love with Asmodel. Also, his rarity kind of is a point. Along with that, we have his insane second skill, which grants him with a 25% HP, a direct attack increase of 30, and a crit in 22. For a warrior, you get crit, alright. Then his overall high life, and what I've really learned to value over the course of having an Asmodel by myself on my second account is his crit marks. Basically, his normal damage isn't insane, but there is this crit mark so that you add crit marks to the enemies, and it basically crits them all the time, even with normal attacks, and the attack this deals is just so insane. Yeah, so that's about it for Asmodel, and now my honorable mention. It's in the same section. I think you've already guessed it. It's Gorky. So he's my honorable mention for this kind of top 5, because basically it's just the way that he attacks all of the enemies at once with his Divine Light, and he grants the allies a 70% HP of like the attack damage he dealt in HP, which is insane. Then every attack he does grants HP, completely insane. Then the increase of true damage by almost 50% and the attack by 40% due to his Heavenly Order 2 passive is even more insane. And yeah, the counter attack damage is also pretty insane, and which contributes to it as well as his overall great life. So yeah, this video was insanely long, almost 8 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave that like, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace.